spot. I'm in my bedroom at my childhood home, so I'm trying to figure out where to film. I say this every time, but I'm trying to figure out where to film. And guys, we're like, I think 130 subscribers away from 1,000 subscribers. That's insane. Thank you guys so much for subscribing and watching. I love you all. And yeah, ignore my pimple star that I have on. The other night my face just broke out in cystic acne, and you can't really touch cystic acne, so it's just gonna kind of be here. So I covered up the ugliest one. So yeah, let's get into it. The first book I have is A Touch of Darkness by, I don't know if I already talked about this one. I don't remember. I went through my other video, but I don't think I did. But by Scarlett something. It's covered by this. I think my dad is on my way, doesn't start just like talking to me, because that wouldn't be great for the ASMR. But yes, it's A Touch of Darkness by Scarlett St. Clair. This is a Persephone x Hades retelling, and I was looking for one of those, and I think this is more of a dark romance, like kind of like spicy, but I'm crossing my fingers that it still serves cunt the way I want it to serve cunt. Yeah, it's about this girl who is a journalist, I think, in the real world, but like she's still Persephone, and she moves to New Athens and tries to like, just be chill, because like she wasn't serving as Persephone, I guess, in like her, wherever she comes from, I don't know. And she goes to a what are they called, a casino, and she meets Hades, who's like this like underworld guy, I think, and then I think they just kind of like have an entanglement of sorts, in the words of Jada Pinkett Smith. So let me read the big text. "Let me worship you," he said. His request felt sinful and devious, and she reveled in it. She answered, "Yes." So by reading that, I think we're going to get a lot of sex in this book, which is a little bit unfortunate, but maybe I'll love it. I haven't really read too many spicy books, so maybe I'll read this and be like, okay, this is eating, but I don't know. I just wanted Hades and Persephone because that story's crazy, and I feel like I'm just not going to get what I want unless I read the actual, who was talking? Oh, it's a dog. Unless I read like the actual Greek myth, so we're gonna see what this does for me. Hopefully it serves. If you've read this, let me know if it's good. Also, I don't know if you can see I don't know if you can see that. Never mind. But I can't even do that. Well, I can try. Touch of Darkness. And the next book I know people are very excited for. We have Funny Story by Miss Emmy N. And I talked about this in my last video, new releases that I really wanted to read. So I'm glad I got my hands on it. I actually got it the day it came out. So yeah, very exciting. This one, I told you what it's about in my last video, so I'll just say it really quickly. These two on the cover, both of their exes are now dating each other, and then they turn into roommates, these two, and then they fall in love. That's about all I know. And apparently this guy is a lot like Nick Miller from New Girl, and I love Nick Miller from New Girl, so that might eat for me personally. But yeah, this cover is so cute. The actual cover is pink, and then I actually have not seen that little like a blue foil inside. How cute. Wait, I love that. Oh, Jesus, hold on. Yes, I'm very excited for this one because I love Emily Henry. So, yeah, I've seen some people rate it 5 stars and some people rate it like 2 stars, so I'm kind of nervous because I didn't like Happy Place. So hopefully this one's a eater for me. But yeah, that's recovering drug addict who goes to a, well, she gets a job nannying for this family in this beautiful neighborhood. And the son has an imaginary friend. And the son loves to draw. But then one day when she's watching him, Teddy starts drawing more increasingly scary pictures. It kind of, the main one that starts everything off is a picture of a woman's body being dragged. And this is a 5-year-old boy, so there's tea here, basically. But it is so good. I won't give away my review because that's coming in a week or two, but I highly recommend this one. I loved it. It has touches of paranormal, touches of thriller, horror, a little bit of romance. It's great. But yeah. Hidden pictures. Pick it up. You won't regret it. Okay, the next one is another book that I talked about in my last video, my anticipated new reads. And this is The Ministry of Time by Kayleigh Bradley. I explained this one in my last video also. But it's about a woman who gets a job to acquaint time travelers with the present day. And she gets an adventure from the 1840s, I believe. And she has to acquaint him to modern day livings. And I think there's romance in it. And I just love this cover. It's just so cool. But yes, The Ministry of Time. Oh, I didn't see the back of this, because I already knew what it was about when I bought it, but this is interesting. The little, chunk of text at the top. It says, a boy meets a girl, the past meets the future, a finger meets a trigger, the beginning meets the end. Okay, so maybe there's tea that I wasn't picking up on. That makes me more excited for the book. Because I hate when I know everything about a book. That'll piss me off. Because, give me a little bit of mystery, a little bit of excitement. It's like movie trailers that just give away the whole fucking movie. What movie was it that I saw where, the biggest parts of the movie and the only scares that happened in the movie were all in the trailer? And it was like, okay, girl, well, I just watched this in my car when I wanted to see if I wanted to see this, and it was only 2 minutes. But you have me here for 2 hours telling me the same shit. You wanted to take my money. So, yeah. Anyway, the next book is Murder Your Employer, McMaster's Guide to Homicide by Rupert Holmes. And this one just sounds fun. And I'm going to read you the back of this one because I honestly don't know all of the specifics. And I don't want to get it wrong. But let me read it to you. Who hasn't wondered what the world would be like if a person who is the object of your affliction ceased to exist? At the McMaster's Conservatory, future deletists, never murderers, learn the consummate execution of the homicidal arts. To this sumptuous campus come 3 memorable classmates, self-effacing. Is it effacing or effacing? It's not effacing. Nope. Sorry. Self-effacing Cliff Iverson, troubled employers. Oh, wait. Okay. Sorry. Self-effacing Cliff Iverson, troubled Gemma Lindley, and Hollywood diva Doria May, all of who have suffered menacing employers who richly deserve a deadly denouncement. Under the tutelage of Dean Harbinger Harrow and fascinating faculty of McMaster's Halls of Poison Ivy, they own their craft, each hoping to finesse a perfectly masterful murder. And it just sounds fun, and I looked at it in the store, and it's just like written like a guide, and I think that's just so funny, and I think it'll be a nice little like change of pace from like other books, because it's kind of different, and it's witty, so I'm excited for this one. I saw this somewhere, and I was like I saw it on Goodreads, and I was like, oh, I really want to read that book, and then I randomly went to Meyer, and it was sitting there, and I was like, didn't this book come out 2 years ago? But hey, maybe the book gods wanted to come out with me, so now I have it. Okay, next is another one I talked about in my last video, and it's Anniebot. This cover is to die for. I want to read this book since February. I think it's going to be my next read. It's very short, very small book, but it's just so gorgeous. Basically, it's about a girl whose name is Annie, and she is a robot, and she was hired to be a housekeeper robot for this man. And one day he decides to change her settings from housekeeping to sex doll robot. So it's kind of like the movie Her, but from her perspective instead of Joaquin Phoenix's perspective. But it's not the same exact thing. It's just kind of like a conscious computer kind of vibe. And this cover is to die for, and it's so beautiful. And Amazon had their book sale where everything was 50% off, so I kind of got a couple books. My next 4 are all from that too. So yes, it's so pretty. Oh. Anniebot by Sierra Greer. How gorge. Obsessed with it. My dad is home, so hopefully he shuts up for me. In the nicest way possible. I love my dad. Next we have another book I talked about in my last video. Home is Where the Bodies Are by Geneva Rose. And this one, like I said in my last video, is about a family. I think both their parents pass away, and they come home to sort through the stuff, like a estate sale kind of vibe. They want to sort through everything to make sure they get rid of all of it. And they find a box of VHS tapes. Yeah, so they find these tapes, and one of them is covered in blood, I think, and they turn it on, their dad is covered in blood, and their mom is filming or something, and there's like a body, and they're like, oh, what? Like their parents are talking about how to hide a body. So the book is basically them figuring out what to do with this information and looking for clues, I think, about the house. And I just love this cover. It's a VHS tape. It's so cool. And then the side is like a VHS tape title, and the back is like a VHS tape, and the inside is like a VHS tape, and the back says rated T for thrilling, and a little like sticker. Like the rest is matte, and this is like shiny, all glossy. Pretty cool. And then next we have The Swap by Robin Harding. Oh, maybe you can't see that. I'm gonna do it this way. It's so much harder to do it that way. The Swap. And I like this cover. It's just their wedding rings in a little dish. And this is a thriller. And it's about a woman who meets... Let me just read it to you, actually. I have no idea. Lo Morrison is not your average teen. You could blame her hippie parents, or her looming height, or her dreary hometown on an island in the Pacific Northeast. But whatever the reason, Lo just doesn't fit in, and neither does Freya, a beautiful, once famous social media influencer who now owns the local pottery studio. After signing up for a class, Lo quickly falls under Freya's spell, and Freya, buoyed by Lo's adoration, is compelled to share her darkest secrets. Finally, both feel a sense of belonging. That is, until Jamie walks through the studio door, desperate for a baby, and since she and her husband have moved to the island hoping that the environment will result in a pregnancy. Freya and Jamie become fast friends, as do their husbands, leaving Lo alone once again. Then one night, after a boozy dinner party, Freya suggests swapping partners. It should have been a harmless fling, one night of debauchery that they would put behind them, but instead it upends their lives and provides Lo with the perfect opportunity to unleash her growing resentment. So it sounds fun. This is a thriller, and yeah, it just sounds interesting. The last book is a highly loved book, and I couldn't find it in any of the stores near my house, but it's Wild Love by Elsie Silver. I also talked about this in my last video too. It's about a guy who is a record producer, and he moves home to his little cowboy town, and he meets this girl who also came home for like the summer or something stupid, I don't know, and they fall in love. And then this girl shows up on his doorstep and she's like, I'm your daughter, and she's 12. So hey, I was like, why not? I'm excited. Everybody loves Elsie Silver, and this seems good, so yeah. And this cover is so cute. I just love it. And apparently it's part of a series. So yes, my dad's making so much noise. So yeah, it sounds really good, and I'm excited to read it. And I should probably end this before he starts making dinner in the kitchen. So yeah, I really am excited for it. So yeah, there's that one. And that's everything. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next Wednesday. I'm gonna try to make more videos a week than just one, but I literally cannot come up with any more ideas for book ASMR. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and love you guys, and I'll see you next week.